All right, pre-algebra kiddos, let's go ahead and get started. Today we are talking about lesson 7.4, which happens to be on something called dilations. Recently we have worked on scale factor and scale. We did that last week. And so now we are going to move forward and talk about dilation. So our objective today is that we can understand, explain, and apply dilations with scale factor to different figures. So in order to use it and apply it, we need to know what it is. So what is a dilation? I'm going to go ahead and zoom this in a little bit so you can see it maybe a little bit better. So a dilation is when we change the size of something. So when we enlarge or reduce a figure by a certain scale factor. And we learned last week that the scale factor is the amount in which we're changing it by. So the amount by which the figure is enlarged or reduced. And in math, we use symbols to represent things. And in this case, we're going to be using the letter K to represent scale factor. So anytime you see the letter K, that means we're talking about the scale factor that we are either enlarging something by or reducing it. So anytime we have our scale factor, or K, that is greater than 1, that means our dilation is an enlargement. That means we are making it bigger. We are blowing it up. And anytime that our scale factor, or our K, happens to be less than 1, then we are reducing it. We are shrinking it down. So we call it a reduction. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at. And remember, we talked last week that if K is 1, then it's an exact replica. We're just duplicating exactly what it is. We haven't changed the size at all. So how do we find new points of a dilation? So we're talking about all these shapes, and we're going to be moving it. We're going to be enlarging it and reducing it. So how do we go about finding the new points of a dilation? Well, we just got to go ahead and multiply all of the coordinates of the original figure by that scale factor. So that means we definitely need to know what our coordinates are. So if our original coordinates were x and y, we're going to take whatever our scale factor is. Remember, we represent it with k, and we're going to take k times x, k times y. So that new figure, we need to be able to distinguish between what our original figure is and the one after we've done the dilation. So we need to know, we're going to be referring to that new figure as the image. So anytime they're talking about the image, that means after that transformation has taken place, after we have enlarged it or reduced it. So one thing to notice, it's going to have the exact same labels as the original figure, but you're going to notice it's going to have these little markings after it. So they'll say A, and then they'll say A prime is kind of how you say that. So each label, each point will have, the original will be just the letter, and the image, so the one that's been reduced or enlarged, is going to have that same letter, but then you'll have that little mark after it. So we got to make sure to look out for that. This is the new, this is the old. So this is the pre-image, they'll call it. This is the image. So let's keep going. All right, we're going to practice this a little bit. So right here, we can see that we've got a figure. And if you look real closely at this, we've got P, Q, R, S. So that first figure goes right here. And all of those points on there, they do not have the that little marking after it. So we know that this is the original one. So are we enlarging or are we reducing here? we're making it bigger. So we are enlarging it. That means we know that our scale factor should be what? Bigger or smaller than 1? It should be bigger. So when we look up here, we're going to have a scale factor of 2. That means we're going to take every single one of these points. So the first thing we'd have to do is find out what those points are, which they've already told us. P is at the point 1, 1. Q is at the point 2, 2. R is at 5, 3. And S is at 5, 1. So in order to make those transformations, we need to multiply every single coordinate by that scale factor. So instead of 1, 1, we're going to take 1 times 2 and 1 times 2. So our new P is at the point 2, 2. So we always start at 0. We go over 2, up 2. And you'll notice that's where P prime is. Q was at 2, 2. So we take 2 times 2 and 2 times 2 to get our new spot at 4, 4. Over 4, up 4. You'll notice that's where our new one is. And they did the same thing with the rest of it. When we draw in this new shape, you'll notice it's the exact same shape. We didn't change what it was. We just made it bigger. That's exactly what should happen. If you get a new image that looks like a completely different picture than what you started out, something went wrong. So let's go ahead and try it here. We want to change it by its scale factor. So what is our scale factor here? Our scale factor is 1/2. So that means everything is going to be taken times 1/2. So the first thing we're going to want to do is multiply. What's half of 2? Our new spot is going to be at 1, 1. Actually, I'm going to back up. Let's go ahead and plot these points so we know we're in the right spot. A should be at the point 2, 2. That's where A is. B is at the point 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's where point B is. C is at the point 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, we're counting the intersections, not those spaces. And D is at the point 10, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's where D would be. So here's what my shape would look like here. When I connect these, you can see that's what my shape is. So now my new image is going to be smaller than that. So we already did 1/2 of the first one would give us 1, 1. What's 1/2 of 0? We're still going to be at 0. 1/2 of 4, so 1/2 times 4 is at the point 2. 1/2 times 4, 2. What's 1/2 times 8? We should have gotten 4. 1/2 times 10 is 5. And 1/2 times 6 is 3. So now I'm going to go ahead and plot those points. So 1, 1, this is where A prime is going to be. 0, 2, that's where B is going to go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, this is where C is going to go. And D is going to go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So this is where D prime would go. When we go ahead and connect those, you can see it's still the same shape, just a bigger size. Go ahead and press pause. See if you can get these done right here. Okay, hopefully you noticed we're taking everything times 3. which means our new points would be 3, 0, 0, 6, and 6, 3. So we're going to have a triangle here. To start with, we were at the point 1, 0. Then we were at 0, 2. So this was, X, Y, and Z was at the point 2, 1. So this is where Z was. And our new one goes 1, 2, 3, 0. This is where our new X is. So I put that little prime there. 0, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is where our new Y is going to be. And 6, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. This is where our new Z is. So when we connect them, we still have a triangle. It is just much bigger. All right, that's all we have for today. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. And you guys have a great night.